Hey guys, welcome. Today is our first recap video that we're doing for our in place of our Thursday classes. We had our Tuesday class. We had about 20 kids show up for that this week, and we're excited about that. And we thought, let's just do a pre-recorded video for Thursday for makeup lessons for those that may have not been to the class, or for those that have been to the class and need some time to practice some of the skills that we learned on Tuesday. So if you're there on Tuesday's class, it was in this location. This is my house. You can see it right there behind me. And one of the things that happened is that the internet's not so good here. So another good reason for doing a pre-recorded video, I can just record it on my phone and then upload it. We don't have to worry about all the skipping and lagging that we have going on. Another cool thing that should have come out to you, and if it hasn't come out to you yet, it should be coming out to you later today, and that is a link to a Google folder that has all the exercises that we normally use for practicing ukulele, like the open strings practice to practice on the G and the C and the E and the A. All those should be in that Google folder that you can practice along with, and so all that's there for you to access at any time, because I know that it's getting crazy now, guys. There's so many Zoom meetings and schedules that you're having to follow with this whole new normal, and it's almost as busy as it used to be. It's just busy at home, right? So anyway, just to kind of recap, with tuning, we talked about getting a tuner if you don't have one already. G, C, E, A is your tuning. Now remember, mine sounds a little funny because I've got this gold string down here. I wanted to make mine sound a little bit more like a guitar, so I put what's called a wound steel string on it to go to the low G. If you wanted to do that, if you had access to a guitar string you wanted to cut off short to put on there, go right ahead and do that. The only thing is, it's a little harder to press down, and for small fingers, it might hurt a little bit more when it comes time to do that, because especially notes like that, the F chord, where you have to use finger 2 on that string, that might not be so good for you. So just leave your ukulele like it is. If you get good and you want to explore some different kind of possibilities, then you can do it. But let's just stick with the way it normally is. This is my daughter's soprano, and it's tuned the normal way, and you've got the tuner on it. So remember that song, right? My dog has fleas. Right, use that for your ukulele when you tune it. And if your ukulele sounds great and you can do My Dog Has Fleas, if you've got that cool little tuner up top, you can do that. Sometimes if I lose my tuner or if I can't find it, I've got an app on my phone that has that too. And I'm sure if you've got a tablet or something, you can find a tuner app on that works just the same, and it listens to any sound that's in the room. Just be sure that when you're tuning, you're in a pretty quiet room for it to pick that up. So G, C, E, A. And the whole thing with these recorded videos that we're doing is that you can stop the video anytime you want. If you're like, oh, he said G, okay, I need to pause it. Go ahead and pause it and do that. Take the time to be sure everything is right. There's no sense in rushing through and just watching the video while you're eating your cereal or anything like that. Have that ukulele out just like you do in class, and I want you playing along with me, okay? Because it's gonna make you a better player faster, and you'll get really good really quick, and you'll be impressing your parents. You'll be impressing your neighbors when you go out like I am in my yard to play. That they'll be across the street and they'll be like, "Oh, that's really cool. I didn't know he could play ukulele. I didn't know William could do that. I didn't know Rasa could do that." So the whole idea is, get good at this. Music is fun. It's an art. It's an art you can hear. You don't have to look at it like a chalk art on the street. It's beautiful. I love to look at it. But you got to go outside. You can take this anywhere with you guys. You can take it anywhere. You can hear it from another room. It's a great skill to have. Anyway, enough of that. So let's do this. I want you, when I tell you to pause, I want you to pause that video, and I want you to try this. I want you to go G, C, E, A, G, C, E, A, G, C, E, A, G, C, E, times of doing that. Now, don't just strum the strings. I want you to say those letter names as you strum. Say them. Get them in here. Get them in here, guys. You want to have those notes in your head all the time. So 4 times. Pause the video now. You didn't pause, did you? Pause the video. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you paused it, and hopefully you came back. And for a lot of you, that's easy. As long as it's tuned, you're in good shape. Well, we can do those individual string things. Let's talk about the plucking techniques, because I know that's one thing we've been talking about the past couple weeks, different ways of plucking those strings. When I hold my ukulele up, I hold it at 10 o'clock, okay? And when I say 10 o'clock, I'm talking about if I had a clock in front of me. Now, I don't think my video is mirrored, but I am going to turn around really quick. This is 1 o'clock. This is 2 o'clock. Going on around, there's 6 at the bottom, 9's over here, and 10 o'clock is right here. So my ukulele goes to 10 o'clock. And I keep it there. And I keep it up high, too. I keep it on my chest. I don't put it on my tummy. Okay, I'm not up here playing rock guitar down here. I hold it up high. And it works better that way. It's supposed to be that way. So I'm holding it kind of with the back of my forearm, kind of holding it against me that way. You can do the same thing with yours. This hand doesn't really hold any weight. And you're not gonna you don't want to be holding the weight of the instrument with your left hand. If you're doing that, what you're doing is you're making it harder for yourself later. When we're switching chords and doing all kinds of stuff like that, if you're having to add holding the weight of that instrument to that job, then that's a problem, because you're not going to be able to get those crazy reaches and things. So, forgive me, the car's driving by. You're going to want to be sure that the weight is all down here. Okay, so when I pluck 2 different ways. The first way is thumb. And my thumb is going through. Now my thumb isn't glancing off of the string. If I do it straight on this way, my thumb, look what happened. I want to strum just the C string, the chubby C string. I didn't do this. Doing that is way too much motion. You hardly see it. But what's happening is I'm playing that C string, and I'm going down to the E string. And my thumb is just kind of bouncing on the E string. I'm not plucking the E string. I'm plucking the C and kind of bouncing on the next string below it. And the same thing if I pluck the E string. My thumb stops on that A string. Pretty cool, right? So now you can go really quick. And of course, plucking turns to strumming once it gets so fast, right? When you're going that way. So then we'll get into strumming in more detail next week. We'll talk about different ways to strum, so you won't wear your thumb out, because there's some people get blisters on their thumb. That's happened to me before. I've had students that's happened to, and it's not fun. But that's okay. We're gonna go on with some plucking, and I'm gonna talk about something that we didn't get to. Hold on just a second. We've got a dump truck coming by. Let's just wait. Okay, he's turning. I know it's noisy. Okay, he's on down the road now, so hopefully you can hear me better now. And as you're plucking these strings, be thinking about what note it's on. Check that tuner. If you just start doing this and you look at your tuner and it's showing all kinds of notes, and the notes are red and the notes are sharp or flat, they're not, don't worry about that. The tuner is for single notes only. So hopefully today, guys, you can go home or go home. You are home, but you can take out that ukulele if it's not out already, and pluck through those four strings. Get really, really good at it. Have mom or dad or sister or brother or somebody on a Zoom meeting work with you and call out some letters G, C, E, or A and see how quick you can do those. C, A, G, E. You want to get really quick with those notes so that we know them. Because when I start talking about chords, it might go like this whoosh, over your head when I'm talking about, okay, for an F chord on the G string, I want you to fret 2nd fret, and then on the E string, I want you to fret 1st fret with finger 1. Okay? At this point, that's going to be kind of confusing if I say all that fast. You got to get the foundation first. You got to know these strings like the back of your hand. The same way you know pointer, middle, ring, pinky. The same way you know those finger names, you got to know G, C, E, A. You got to know them, okay? So I know this class isn't, the videos are not supposed to be as long as the class. Like we're coming up on like 11 minutes and 30 seconds here. But this is enough stuff to keep you busy. Get to know those notes really, really well, okay? And as you're doing it, see if you can keep a steady beat as you do it, because we know that music is all about steady beat. Beat is the heartbeat of music, and if you don't have that, well, your music doesn't sound like music. It just kind of becomes noise at that point. So put on a drum beat, put on some kind of sound, have your sister clap, have if you've got a crazy little toddler at your house, have him jump up and down and see if you can play to the beat that he's jumping to, okay? If there's some pots and pans, you want to have a jam session in your house, somebody clank, clank, clank on that pan and say, can I play a C with that? And do that. Have some fun with this, guys. Have some fun this week with those individual strings. And have somebody check to be sure that you're plucking those strings the right way, too. So next week is going to be all about chords. And I'm going to go ahead and give you a little preview of that now before we go. So this way you can start playing a real song. A real song. And we'll add more than that later. But I want to give you just a little something that's going to make you want to come back for more next week. Okay. I'm putting my ukulele up here. And you can see the frets. The frets are those lines that go beside, or that go side to side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mine has the 2 dots for 5 and 7. You might have 1 for 3, but the dots aren't that important. What's important is that each fret, all 4 strings cross it, right? Okay. The first chord that we ever learn, and chords are huge. This thing is the best instrument for playing chords. A recorder, you can't do chords. A xylophone, you can do chords, but you got to put a lot of mallets in each hand. You got to put 2 mallets in each hand to play it on a xylophone. String instruments are awesome at playing chords. Here's our strings. And at this point, you should know those strings really well. G, C, E, A. Okay. We're going to take that A string. It's right here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There it is. Take your fingers and do this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, your third finger is your ring finger. Now, I'm going to put my finger there. Watch what happens. Ugh. It's not a very good sound. Let me squeeze. Ooh. That's a nice little note there. That's the note C. And what you've done is you've taken that A string, and by squeezing that down, you've changed that A to a C. Great. Good stuff. Now, just for fun. I want you to strum down through the strings. Did you hear that? That's really nice. Let me grab the other uke. Now, this is what you can do on yours, okay? My daughter's got stickers all over hers because it helps her learn the chords. You can do the same thing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we are on that C chord. If you're on that C chord, guys, there's a lot of songs you can do with just a C chord. There's so many songs. You can take a song like row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Or are you sleeping, Brother John, Brother John? Morning bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Lots of songs, right? So that 1 C chord, remember 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. There it is. 1, 2, 3. That's the C chord. Okay. Work on the open strings, G, C, E, A, and C chord. That's your homework for the week. Hopefully everyone gets that C chord sounding awesome by Tuesday. So let's make that happen and have a fantastic weekend, guys. I know you're on spring break right now, but enjoy making music. Every day should have some music in it, spring break or not. All right, guys. Talk to you later.